Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Ladies and gents, good to be here with you. Scotty Z, got the whiteboard. I hope you're ready for this. Welcome to April. I know it's Tuesday, but I ran this training yesterday for my team and I got such great feedback. I thought, you know what? I believe that what I'm about to show you could actually help on a wider scale. So I thought I would jump on live and bring this to you now. Now, I'm testing some new technology, so I really hope, not this new technology, I really hope that this is working. So if you guys are on there live, could you just give me a little comment, give me a little, how's it going out there? Because I'd love to know that this is actually working, because sometimes I just don't know if it is working, and that's really annoying when it doesn't work. Because I'll spend the next half an hour with you guys, and if it doesn't work and nobody can see me, then that's a bit of a waste of time for everyone. So just give me a second to make sure that this is working. No, my chat's not working. No, that's shut down as well, and that's not loading. So I have absolutely no idea if this is working. Absolutely no idea whatsoever. It's telling me it's streaming, so I'm just going to have to trust that it is, and that's not even working now either. All right, cool. So if I waste the next 30 minutes of my life, it doesn't matter. I'm going to take the chance that you can actually hear me. I can't see your comments, unfortunately, but let's have some fun here anyway. What I'm about to show you guys is something that changed my life forever many years ago, and this is about having a look at where we stand today, rear vision mirror of the last 90 days, because we just finished the first quarter of the year. So everything has quarters, halves, all the way down to the division of one, right? So the first quarter is done. In a business sense, you'd always look quarter to quarter. In the moon, you got full moon to the quarter moon to the new moon to the quarter moon to the full moon to the quarter moon, right? Like everything's in a quarter. So we just finished the first quarter. We're moving into the second quarter, and we want to have a look now at exactly what we can do today to prepare ourselves ready for the next 90 days of our amazing lives and how we can capitalize on that the best possible way. So let's have a look at it. I really hope this is working. If it is, leave me some comments, leave me some love. I will see those comments after. I don't know what's going on with this bloody technology, but it's technology. So this is an exercise that I'd love you to grab a piece of paper. If you're sitting at home now, probably you're in Australia watching this live, you're catching on a replay, great, grab a bit of paper or learn what we're doing. You can do it later. You could do it on paper. You could do it on I did it on Evernote, whatever you want, or you just want to do this passively with me and think about it. That's fine too. Maybe you're driving or sitting somewhere, but this is what I want you to do. We're going to be looking at two things. As I said, we're going to look at our past 90 days, and we're going to look at the future 90 days coming from the moment that we're in right here and now, because it's the only moment we've got, right? So I want you to grab a bit of paper, and I want you to do this. Draw a good old T down the middle of that piece of paper, okay? Now, looking at this, and this is going to be a short one, probably go about 20 minutes of your time to have some fun with this. So let's dive into this. We have two aspects of our reality. Everything comes from a oneness, right? Everything comes from one, O-N-E. And in that oneness, it's then divided into the two, right? And we got here, and we got here, right? So we got the oneness into the duality. And the duality in the Chinese sense, which is permeated through the rest of the world now, is we call this the yin and the yang. So your life has two aspects. And if you're doing this along with me, literally just follow what I'm writing, and you can do this yourself at home. So we've got the yin aspect and the yang aspect of who we are in our reality. The yin is the feminine, it's the receiving, it's the internal aspect, it's the soft. The yang is the external, it's the out breath versus the in breath, it's the doing rather than the being, it's the force outside of you, right? So the yang, the masculine, the yin, the feminine, and we're going to be looking at these two and how they are pertaining to our life. Now, particularly, this is where it gets really fun. So many of us spend our days thinking and working in the yang. We're totally focused on the external reality constantly. And it's just the world that we've been brought up with. It's all about success. And success looks like, and looking is an external thing, right? You have the inner sight that not many of us use, but what does success look like? It looks like cars and houses and big boobs and, you know, whatever, all of this BS that we're told is success is totally focused on the masculine dominated society that we have been moving through over the last I don't know, I haven't been around that long, but at least a few hundred years, right? Maybe a few thousand. It's been this war, dominate, kill, crush, destroy, win, success. Now it's all about business, mansions, all of this crap, right? But so many of us, and there's nothing wrong with all that stuff, but if it is your only focus in life, you've missed a whole aspect of who you are. You have a look, the richest man in the world is this Amazon fella, Jeff Bezos. You have a look at that man in the eyes, he is not the happiest person in the world. Inside, that doesn't look like a very happy man to me, right? He's focused totally on the external reality and he's totally missed what's going on inside himself. So this is what I want to do with you guys. I'm getting a little bit carried away here. Is we're going to look at 4 things today. And the first thing we're going to look at is in the last 90 days, what went really well for you? What went really amazing for you? Because so much we will focus on, there'll be 10 great things that happen, and there'll be one thing that didn't work, and all of our attention goes to the one thing that didn't work, right? We all do it. It's part of our human nature. We just get stuck in this one thing, the cloudy day, and all of the sunshine, and we focus on that. So what you want to do is you want to find the things that happen really amazing, and you want to celebrate those things. You want to get really grateful for those things. You want to appreciate those things in your life, starting with the yin aspect, the internal aspect. Now, the yin is the in, right? It's the inner aspects of our reality. So what went really well in your relationships this last 90 days? What went really well? Maybe you got to go on a really nice date with that person that you love, or you got to spend some really quality time with your children. What went really well in your relationships? Write it down. Grab a pen and write it down. List as many things as you can. You'll find that this really opens up your gratitude for what just happened in the last 90 days of your life, which is merely moments after moments after moments stacked into a linear time frame that you can reflect upon and you can learn from and grow. What went really well in your relationships? The second thing you want to look at in the yin aspect of your life is what went really well in your health. Okay? Now, I know this is on Facebook and you guys are like, man, I just come to watch another cat video. Can you leave me alone, Scotty? But if you want to watch another cat video, I totally understand. Home and Away is probably on in a second. So if you want to go and watch Home and Away, it's totally fine. But if you want to change your freaking life, if you want to have more fun and joy in your life, then stick around and play along, because this is the stuff that makes the difference, all right? Home and Away and cat videos ain't going to make a difference. No offense to my sister who loves Home and Away. I love you, Donna. But what went really well in your health in the last 90 days? What did you do that really perfected your health? Maybe it was you spent more time doing yoga in the morning, or you went for some more long walks, or you were exercising, or you were eating better, or whatever it is. Celebrate those things, because where you celebrate, you get drawn towards. You want to have more celebration in your life. It's human nature, right? So your relationships, your health. What about your mind? What happened in the last 90 days? What did you do to help improve the state of your mind? Knowing that your mind is really the chalkboard that we create our realities from, the blueprint that we are then projecting onto our external reality. What did you do? Did you read another book? Did you watch some great personal development tapes? Did you meditate more? Did you spend more time being quiet in nature? What did you do to help improve your mind? List them down and celebrate them. And the last thing is spiritually. Okay? Spiritually. What did you do to improve your relationship with who you really are at a deeper core essential nature? And all of these things are leading towards the spiritual, right? All of them. What you did with your mind, that meditation. Did you read some new scriptures? I've got beautiful TV here, and when I do my yoga in the mornings, I've been listening to one of the Indian gurus. Amazing. I'm meditating more in the mornings. What are you doing to get closer to your essential nature that is joy, that is love, that is connectedness with all? Because the more that you focus on realizing the one and not just the duality and the 10,000 things that is life, and you get closer to that oneness, that Tao essence, that's where life really takes a hold and really brings the blessings of life. And I can tell you this from an experiential point of view. This is something that I've been focusing on for a long time. So let's leave it at that for now. Yin aspects, the internal aspect. This is the first place that you want to start to celebrate. This is the first place that you want to be writing down the things that are really meaningful to you. Things that have made a difference in your life in the last 90 days. Okay? Then you're going to go over to the yang aspect of your life. Now, yang is the external. The yin is the in the breath, and the yang is the hello out there, I'm serving the world, I'm making a difference, I'm adding value. Whether you have your own business, I know a lot of you guys have your own business, which is fantastic. You're taking control of your life. You're finding a way to add more value to more people. What went really well in your business? Or you have a job that you're working in. What did you do in your job to be able to help serve more people in even just a smaller way? Whether it's the people around you or it's the people, the customers and clients. What happened that went really, really well in your business? What did you do good? Okay, I brought on 10 new clients this month, this last 90 days. Yes! Or I was able to automate a process so that now I've got more time to do this. Maybe you wrote a book. My friend John Abbott and Estella Kun just released a book in the last 90 days. Amazing, right? What did you do in your business that really made a difference, that really made an impact, that went really well, okay? Write them down, list them. I'm not going to spend as much time on this one because this is usually the one that everyone gets, right? Most people overlook this. Most people neglect the inner things that are happening in your reality, which is why the divorce rate's so friggin' high, which is why so many people who are in business are overweight or stressed to the max, is because they're forgetting that this internal reality is the first place you have to start. As soon as a baby is born, the first thing a baby does is go, breathes in. If you want to speak to someone, what do you need to do first? Hello, everybody. It's really nice to meet you. Thank you very much for coming today. You need to take an in-breath. So please, make sure you focus on the in-breath. This one's going to be easy for you. What worked really well? What went well in your business, in your external yang? Now let's move on to number 2. I'm going to go on the black pen. Number 2 thing that you want to do, and I hope you play it along, and I really hope that this is actually working, because it may not be working. And if it isn't, then too bad. I wasted my time, but it's all good. Having fun. So, now, we've done what worked really well and we celebrated it. Now, what didn't work so well? Most importantly, what didn't go well in our lives that we can learn from? Because no use just dwelling on the stuff that didn't work. You actually want to take something out of it. This is an important step that you do not want to bypass, okay? Once you've celebrated and you've got yourself into a state of feeling good, you want to really then have a deep look into the things in your reality, exactly the same 4, that maybe didn't go so well. Okay, all right, so let's have a look at some stuff. Relationships. What happened in your relationships that maybe, I didn't spend enough time with my kids, I had this big argument with my partner, probably didn't need to, it was a dumb argument anyway, which most of them are, right? What about my health? All right, I was a bit lazy this last 90 days, summer was here, I had too many beers, whatever, put on a little bit. What happened in my mind? And look, before I scroll to the next one, what are you going to learn from that? What are you going to take away from the last 90 days of the things that didn't work well? Right? Like, what does it mean to you now? Okay, so you had a really dumb fight with your partner, and I use that one because I think most of us do. Actually, this relationship I don't, which is just a blessing, but I always have before. When you have an argument, at least turn around and look back at the argument and say, what happened there? Why did that happen? And what can I learn from that? Where did I feel that I needed to win? Or what happened? Why did I have to take control or be right or be in charge? And then take that lesson into the next step in your life. With your health, all right, took too many beers, no problems. What can I learn from it? Well, I'm going to focus up. I'm going to change some things. I'm going to eat better. I'm going to exercise more and start to use this aspect to really grow. Because the whole purpose of reflection is to know where you've come from so that you can plan where to go. So how can you grow? What about in your mind? What happened in the last 90 days that really overwhelmed you? I went into a state, I had to move to friggin' Estonia. Where the fuck's Estonia? I had to move to Estonia for a month, all the last month pretty much, from my birthday till most of last month. And I went through a real mind stuff, just crazy shit over there. I was in exile from Russia, where I'm at the moment, because of my visa, and I went through some really hard times in my mind. There's a whole story involved, which I won't get into, but it was a lot of worry, a lot of stress that I was self-perpetuating, and it was like I was sitting outside of myself watching it happen going, that's really interesting. But while I was in it, all I could do was be in it, right? But then upon reflection, I came out of it and I was like, okay, cool. So this is what happened, this is what happened, this is what happened, this is what I learned. How am I going to grow from this experience? And I tell you, I've come back to Russia 2 weeks ago, back with my partner, which is amazing. And it feels good, right? It feels really, really good because I was able to learn and grow from the things that didn't work so well in my life. Spiritually, what is it that didn't work in the last 90 days? Maybe you weren't meditating. Maybe you weren't going into nature, spending some time in nature. What are the things that didn't work and how can you grow from them? Cool. That's your inner reality. Do the same thing for your outer reality. Now, your business has to grow. You have to grow. That's business. Yeah? That's life. So what didn't work in business? Okay, I lost this big contract because I was a dumbass and I said the wrong thing, or I just, I didn't do the paperwork on time and they dropped me, or, I tried these advertising campaigns. This is my business. My business is online marketing, right? So all I'm ever doing is marketing and trying to reach more people with beautiful ways. But I ran some advertising and they didn't work. I spent $1,000, made no money out of it. All right, cool. So I spent $1,000. But here's the difference. With this one and this one, we want to take some action. Let me get another color here. We want to take some action. Okay, so I spent $1,000 on advertising and I got some results. Okay, now the most important thing is that I took some freaking action, because without action, you're not going to get any results. And without results, you get no feedback. So it's really important that no matter what, even if it's a down face or it's a smiley face, you're in the game. You're taking action. Because every time you take action, it brings a result. That result will either be down face, it'll be up face, but it'll be a result. Then you can learn from that result. You can twist, you can tweak, you can change, you can do something again, more action. Well, that's a little arrow there. More action to take another step towards where you're going in your goals and dreams. So we're going to move on to that right now. This is your learning opportunity, okay? Right now, what did you learn in the last 90 days? It's not a time to dwell on things that didn't work and get down on yourself about it. It's a time to recognize what didn't work and how can you grow from it. What can I do better based on the results that I got that maybe weren't so good? Yeah, what can I do better now to make more of a difference in my yin and more of a difference in my yang so that I'm moving closer to the oneness? Cool? Let's move on from the last 90 days. Now, I wish I had comments. It's no fun not being able to speak to you guys. It's just talking to a friggin' screen. But that's cool. Friggin' internet. No, it's probably not the internet. It's probably my computer. Maybe I need a more powerful computer. Shopping spree. Everyone loves a shopping spree. This was the last 90 days, okay? Last 90 days of your life. What worked? What didn't? How did you learn yin? How did you yang? How did you yin and yang? What did you learn? How did you grow? Cool. Now let's have a look at the next 90 days. Cool? So you're here now. It's the start of April. 2nd of April, whatever it is I'm recording this. 3rd of April, something like that. You've just done the first quarter of your year of 2018. And remember when you got to 2018, you're like, 2018, it's amazing. It's a double 1 year, it's 2 creative expression, blah, 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 whatever numerology you're into. Or you're just like, it's a new year, I'm going to smash this, it's going to be amazing. And you're all hyped up and you're all excited. Then usually by the end of the first quarter, you're sort of just, in the trenches, digging the hole, just digging the hole. It's not so exciting anymore, I'm just digging a hole. Now you want to reinvigorate yourself. You want to look back like we just did and say, wow, that was amazing. And you want to say, okay, I'm running full speed on the spot, because it's only in one moment, to the next 90 days, okay? Now, the third thing that we want to look at is, what are your goals? What are your goals? And I know we've all done some goals before, we've all set some goals, but I really encourage you to get clear on what it is that you want in your life. And we're going to break it down in this way. Because you've got the yin and the yang aspects that you're now very familiar with, you can do whatever you freaking want, to be honest with you, but I would encourage you to get smart about both your in and your outer goals, okay? Your yin and your yang goals. Everyone's heard of SMART goals. If you haven't, I'll run through them quickly. Your goals need to be specific. They need to actually be specific. If it's a random, all over the place goal that you can't encapsulate into a phrase, then it's not a goal. Your mind needs to be able to hold it so that it can actually achieve it. It needs to be measurable, so specific, measurable. It needs to be, I'm going to meditate every morning for at least 15 minutes. That's what I'm going to do for my spiritual practice in my mind, right? Measurable. I'm going to eat at least 3 salads a week, 3 living food plates a week. Okay, that's a measurable goal. I'm going to take my girl or my guy or whatever, we're going to go on at least one date night a week, just the two of us, goodbye kids, whatever, and we're going to go and do that. It's a measurable goal. Set these goals for yourself. Again, start with the internal aspect. Are they achievable? I'm going to take my partner on 18 weekly dates. Like, fuck, I don't even have time for that. So write something that's actually achievable, right? I'm going to go complete raw vegan as of today, and I'm just going to eat salads for the next 90 days. And you're eating meat and McDonald's every day. Come on, that ain't achievable. Maybe it is, but you're going to suffer, I guarantee you. You're going to detox like crazy. But anyway, make sure it's achievable. Now, make sure that it is a realistic goal. Same as achievable, right? It's actually a realistic goal. I'm talking internal. We can talk external here as well. Your yang goals, your business goals. When I was talking to my team yesterday, like we're pushing big goals, right? Like a lot of us are hitting 6 figures a year, which like we work on months, so like 5 figures a month now. And some people are like pushing for 6 figures a month. And some people are doing it in our community. But like I said in March, I was like, I'm going to do $50,000 in March. And, I was shy of half of that, right? Like, if I get anywhere near it. But to me, it just wasn't, it was a realistic goal, I reckon, but I didn't believe it enough. Like I was doing just shy of 20K a month. And then all of a sudden I'm like, I'm going to go to 50. I'm going to hit 50. And then it just wasn't realistic. I just couldn't imagine it in my mind. There was like a glitch. So if you're going to set a goal, make sure it's a goal that is achievable and actually realistic for where you are in your life. Like an example of the next 90 days, if I said, I'm going to do $1 million in the next 90 days. No, I'm not. I'm not going to do $1 million in the next 90 days in my business. I'm going to meditate for 8 hours a day, every day for the next 90 days. No, I'm not. It's not a realistic goal. So make sure that it is a realistic goal. Okay, last one there is time. Make sure it's time-based, and that leaves us with Peche, whatever. It's a time-based goal. So in the next 90 days, in the next 30 days, this week, by tomorrow, I will do X, Y, and Z, both internally and externally. Don't overlook this, guys. Don't overlook this. Write your goals down. There was a study, and I'm going to butcher the study, but there's a study of like Harvard 20 odd years ago. They did it, I don't know when they did it, but anyway, these guys from Harvard, they were graduating class at Harvard, and they interviewed all of these people, everyone that was leaving. 10 years later, or 5 years or 10 years later, they interviewed them all again. The people who had written down their goals, actually written them down, were 96% more likely to have achieved them, or something like they were 96% more successful, but 86% of statistics are made up, but they were 96% more successful in their lives, in their yin aspects, in their relationships, in their health, and then in their businesses as well, than the people who didn't write down their goals. Just the fact that they wrote down their goals made them, and they were same smart people, like whatever, but same people, but the ones that wrote down their goals actually were living more amazing lives. Okay, so I encourage you, don't overlook it, write down your goals. Last thing here, and I know that this has been a little longer, for those that have stuck with me, I really love you. You're amazing, because this is something that's going to change your life and the people around you. And all we need to do right now is each of us to own the essence that we are, to rise up our vibration, to have more joy and positivity, and the people that are around us will start to be infected by that joy and positivity. And that's how we change the world. And that's the mission that I'm on. I got this platform, I got a camera, I got a whiteboard, I got a voice. It's all I need. If you're keen to stick around on this journey with me, then that's amazing too, because hopefully I can take a little bit of what's inside me, spark a little bit inside of you, and that spark can then spark onto other people. And all of a sudden, you give us 10 years, 20 years, we've got an amazing community of people. There's so many of us already like this that are living lives that we want to live, right? That are supporting each other. I've got an amazing business community around me. We have an amazing community of people that are helping each other to build online businesses that thrive. And then also I've got a great community, it's mostly through my partner here in Russia, because I'm in friggin' Russia. I don't know anyone, but amazing yoga community, spiritual community, still learning the language, I'll get there. But making sure you've got great people around you that are also vibrating that essence, that joy, that oneness. Cool? So last thing, number 4, you've done the things that were amazing. You celebrated the buggery out of them. You did the things that were not so good, but you learned from them. Oh, yes, right? Like, cool. So now you learned some stuff. Then you've done your goals. You've actually written them smartly. You've written some really good goals for your yin and your yang aspects. Don't just do all the yang stuff. You know, you don't want to be, what's his face, Amazon dude. You don't want to be a miserable fuck. Excuse my language. Sorry, kids. You don't want to be that person. Sorry about that. I swear sometimes. You want to be someone that is a fully whole individual. So don't just do your yang, I'm going to make money. You know, you're actually going to do, I'm going to focus on my mind, my body, my health, my relationships, my spiritual practice. Now, number 4, what are you going to give for it? Come on, you can't grow unless you're going to give something. That's just the way the world works. You can't expect to all of a sudden wake up tomorrow and you are a 6-figure or a 7-figure earner, or you're just going to wake up tomorrow and all of a sudden your body's going to be fit, strong, and terrific if you don't do something about it, if you don't actually give something in order to achieve those goals. What are you going to commit to in the next 90 days to give? And 2 things. What are you going to give away and what are you going to put in? Give away the limiting beliefs. Give away the bullshit in your mind. Give away the, oh, I'm not good enough. It could work for them, but it couldn't work for me. Give away the self-doubt. Get rid of that stuff. You don't need it anymore. Go into the mirror. Look in the mirror. Find that place inside you that is joy. Find that place inside you of certainty. That place inside you that is one with all. And be in that place for just a moment. It'll change your life. But what are you willing to give away that's holding you back? That maybe you learned some stuff here that was holding you back, but what are you going to give away? Then what are you going to give? All right, so my relationships. Man, I'm going to make sure that every time my partner walks into the room, and I do this as a practice, I turn away from my computer and I greet her. You know, every time. What am I going to do with my health? I'm waking up every single morning and I'm doing my yoga practice. That's just what I'm giving. I'm giving that time to myself. My mind, my spirituality. I'm meditating twice a day, every day, never going to stop. Right? Like that's what I'm committing to. I'm giving that. I'm putting that in. What about in my yang? What about in my business? I will at least 2 times a week make content that helps people. That's what I want to commit to. I like doing it. It's fun. I just, freaking lazy sometimes. But that's what I'm committing to. I'm going to commit to helping at least 10 new people start their own online business every month. And we're talking the next 90 days. So in the next 90 days, 30 new people, I'm going to help them go from a 9-to-5 job and start their own online business to build a life that they love. That's what I'm committed to doing, right? So I'm going to give that. I'm going to put it in. I'm going to do the work so that I can achieve my goals and then I can have this life that I envision in my mind that I want to have. So I think that's about it from me. I hope that helped you. My throat, give me 1 sec. I hope that helped, right? I don't even know if this went live, so I've just had some fun myself. Maybe it didn't even go live. Maybe you saw none of this and I just spoke to myself for the last 30 minutes. And if that's the case, then so be it. I had a good time. I hope you've had a good time too. Now, please, this is not a passive exercise. If you really want things to change in your life, and of course you do because you're here with me, my whole life is about evolution and growth. So stick around for the adventure. But please do this exercise. Actually get a bit of paper or just, I just do it on Evernote, write it down, whatever, or type it down. But do this exercise and actually focus on the inner aspects of your life, the outer aspects of your life, what worked, what didn't, what did you learn in the last 90 days, where are you going, goals for the next 90 days, and what are you willing to give away and give in order to achieve those goals. Have an amazing day, have an amazing life, have an amazing April, an amazing quarter, an amazing 2018, but most important, be kind to the people around you, smile at everybody that you meet. My name is Scotty Z. If this has helped you, I would love for you to comment below. Let me know one of the things that you learned. Give me some props out there, whatever it is. That really inspires me when I get to connect with you guys more, and it's a shame I haven't been able to do that live today, but that's okay. And the other thing that I ask you, one last thing, if this has helped you, share this onto your page or tag somebody in the comments that you know this would help and inspire. One flame at a time. If we can light one flame at a time, you give us 10 years, 20 years, this whole world is a beautiful beacon of light and love and harmony, one with nature and one another. I love you so much. I'll see you in the next adventure. Cheers.